this Tiger Turbulence, uncensored, unleashed, and turning the torch up on SFA identities. Sturge threw down the challenge last time he was in the seat to Art Vanderlei. And Sturge actually said he would squib it and wouldn't have the kahunas to come on the show. And although Sturge proved to be a dumb fuck in his questions and got most of them wrong, he actually got that one right because, as I'll call him now, Fart Vandersway, because he doesn't deserve to get his full name used properly, he's just backed off, never answered my PMs, wouldn't come on, wouldn't reply. So he's a squib of the Ace Andy order, and he's nothing but a handbagger and a support system for a soft cock. Not happy at all with that. Not even the decency to say, sorry, Turbo, I'm a bit frightened. You scare me. I don't want to be part of it. But anyway, I'll get off that. Fucking squib. Still, as one door closes, another opens. So the man sitting before me in the hot seat has taken that opportunity. Welcome to the hot seat, the halfback. How are you, buddy?
Okay, Turbo, I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing all right, and really happy to fry a Fury, actually. Nothing like a bit of homegrown talent.
Oh, it sounds good to me. I'm excited to be here. I'm not surprised that old Art Vanders didn't take up the challenge. He's been squibbing most things since he joined the league, so it's good to finally step up and fill the void.
Well, I'm just happy there's a few more men like yourself and me that are out there.
Absolutely.
Okay. So this is how it works. I ask the questions, you answer. If I don't like what I'm hearing, I'm going to turn the heat up. Are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
You have changed clubs 4 times. What season did you start, and how long have you spent at each club?
Yeah, so I'm pretty old school. I started back in season 14. Started with the Dragons back then. Played 3 or 4 years there before I went into my first retirement. Came back and joined the upstart Las Vegas Bears. Was there for a couple seasons. Went back to the Dragons. Had enough of the Dragons. Went to the Hawks. Retired for about the 5th time. Came back, and now I'm at the Furies.
Well, people have called you a turncoat flog because of the fact you keep jumping around teams. Do you wear that title?
Oh, proudly, absolutely. It's it's a badge of honour, for us flogs that have changed teams over the years. There's guys that just dabble in it a little bit and play for 2 or 3 clubs, but once you get to the 4, 5, 6, 7 clubs, then you're starting to really jump up the pecking order.
So you're a professional turncoat flog.
Absolutely.
I love it. Now, you came to the Furies season 28, wasn't
it? Yes.
Yeah. Now, when you came into the Furies, obviously you would have had some preconceived ideas about us lot at the Hippodrome. Now that you've been there for the 3 seasons, has it been better, worse? Any surprises?
It was the Fury brand that actually drew me to the club. That hard edge posting, that punch you in the mouth type attitude. Don't give a shit what anyone thinks. Do your own thing, that sort of thing. That was what really drew me to the club when I was wanting to move. And since being there, it's been fantastic. There's been a little bit of turnover, obviously, in the last few seasons. Some really good young talent coming through, the likes of Basti, Mr. M, Jack Barrow, Carson Dial, and the likes. And then obviously some experienced campaigners coming through this year with Norma and EJW. So it's been a very good almost 3 seasons, and I'm excited for the future.
Yeah. Well, as part of coming to the Furies, you wanted to be full forward.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you've had 3 seasons of that, do you think you've managed to live up to the full forward legends like Idon or Tarks? Are you up there with them?
Oh, definitely not. No, I've tried my best. I barely kicked any goals coming into my Furies career, mainly playing across halfback, as the name would suggest. And I thought, it's about time to bump up one number in particular, and that's the goals. Was very happy that I kicked 69 in my first season. Couldn't have asked for a better number there.
And that's my jumper number too, so that's outstanding.
That's a great number. But in terms of those names that you mentioned, those Idons, the Freds, the Tarks, those guys, Okie Doke, not even close. Those are the guys that us full forwards aspire to be like. and I'm just hoping to, if I'm 1/10 the full forward that those guys are, then I'm happy.
So now that you've done the 3 seasons in full forward, do you want to stay in there? Have you got a hunger for that, or are you looking for a position change maybe in the future?
I'm always up for a position change. Like I mentioned, I've played a lot of positions over my 15, 16 seasons so far. So, I originally at the start of the season, obviously we had Wacky Tiger wanted to play full forward, and I was more than happy to give that one up. And
it wasn't that a failure.
He kicked 2 goals in the first 4 games, so I thought, better take this one back. But look, as long as there's an opportunity to play full forward, I'll take it. But obviously, if someone else wants to take that role off my hands, then I'd be more than happy to step aside.
Well, looking at Wacky Tiger, right? You've pretty well carried him in the centre-half forward position all season. How do you reckon he would be if you weren't in the team? Honestly, because none of us talk to him.
Geez, I tell you, the Furies would average about 5 goals a game, and they'd all come from midfielders.
So after 3 seasons at Furies,
yep,
you're putting your hand up now as a free agent to test the market.
Yep.
Now, have you had any interest from other clubs, and why are you going to join the Royals?
That's a very good question. I'll answer both of those. Have I had any interest? Yes, obviously. I mean, who wouldn't want me on their side? Why would I join the Royals? Unfortunately, the Royals are not one of the sides that have reached out to me.
You serious?
Not yet. I'm sure it'll happen soon, but
like Filthy's, isn't he their captain?
We all know about the Filth Wizard, the guy that dropped me for a grand final, the reason that I've played 260 games without winning a flag.
But I've seen inside your locker. You've got a picture of him in there. That's where I was working from.
Oh, you're obviously sitting on a bad angle. You can't see the big target that I've got on his forehead.
Ah, right.
And boy, it's a big target because it's a big forehead.
So if you were to transfer to a club, what would it take? Because obviously you've just said you got no bitch with us. Like we love you. We got no problem with you either. Yep. So if you're going to, just follow on being a professional turncoat and keep that resume building, what is it going to get you across though? I mean, you're a premium. You'd be wanting some good deals.
Yeah, look, it depends on. Obviously, I'll wait till the end of the season before I make any decision on what I do. But it depends on what I want moving forward. Whether I want to, continue playing as a full forward, move into the midfield, take a leadership role, that sort of thing. That's sort of what'll sway me either way.
So it won't be players in the teams. It'll just be purely what role you can have.
Oh, well, obviously I'm not going to join the Bombers because they're full of, pricks, so that I can rule that out straight away. But, mainly to do with the either an on-field position or an off-field position within the club. I'd get along with most of the players around the league anyway, so I guess whoever's on the side, it doesn't really matter.
So, from what I gather,
yep,
every time... You haven't won a premiership, have you?
I have not.
So you're one of those players that's done his whole career and never got a premiership.
Yeah, so I think I'm in the top 10 of most games without one.
So you're going to be like Nick Riewoldt and all those other players in the AFL who are premier like terrific players, but haven't got the premiership badge. So is it also true that when you leave clubs, they often are successful?
It's happened multiple times.
I
left. So I'll explain this, right? So
you explain it.
Season 17, I left the Dragons to join the Bears. Season 19, the Dragons win the flag. I left the Bears after season 19, and season 22, the Bears win the flag. I left the Dragons again in season 26 to join the Hawks, and then season 28. The Dragons win their first ever flag. So, the Hawks are just about due for a flag now. And then, depending on how things go at the end of the year, it looks like the Furies might get their 6th.
Shit. So if you leave our club, the upside is we've got a great chance of winning the premiership.
Absolutely. Me leaving the club is the best thing I could do for you.
I like it. Okay, now... You and Kays. Remember Kays, the religious pregnant bomber chick that you had a real thing for?
I remember him, yep.
Yeah. Now, from what I figured it out, things didn't work out for you two too well. Have you kept in contact and made up since?
Unfortunately not. It's very similar to yourself and Art Vandelay. Lots of messages have been sent, but no replies, unfortunately.
Because I could really feel the love between you two for a fair while.
It was fantastic. It was a fantastic time in the SFA.
Yes. Now, one thing I've learned about you is you're dogged when it comes to a fight. You just don't let go. You get a bite on someone, you're a relentless campaigner.
Yep.
Now, I do the same thing with that cowardly squib Ace Andy. I just don't give it up. I can't give it up. I just can't.
And you shouldn't.
Right. So of all the people you've locked horns with, who has been your longest running feud that you've really been into?
It sort of died off in recent seasons with both of us sort of taking a bit of a hiatus, but way, way back in my first season, I actually had a bit of an argument with Bees to do with grammar.
Bees? Oh, yeah.
And it was the dumbest decision I could have made. I thought that I was so smart correcting his grammar, and he just came back at me with fact after fact after fact about how I was wrong. And he didn't let it go, so I didn't let it go. And, I still credit him for shaping me into the player that I am, the character that I am now, due to that sort of long-running feud from, 16 seasons ago.
So who was right? Were you right and correct?
Oh, Bees was right. No, Bees was right, 100%.
Seriously, you had an opportunity to stick it back to him again and get it all going again.
No, I've been doing that for a long time, and it's it's
right.
Doesn't matter how many times I look at it.
You won it. Right now,
absolutely.
You've posted Demon Jim gave AIDS to monkeys. Mm-hmm. Have you got evidence to back that statement?
Oh, there's video proof.
It has anything to do with you catching AIDS off a monkey who had been with Demon Jim?
No, Demon Jim was patient zero. He gave it to the monkey that spread it worldwide back in whenever it was, the 60s or whatever.
The 60s? Is he that old?
I don't know.
You just make.
Well, I'm definitely not that old, so I have no idea when it was.
On the episode I had with Sturge, and you listened to that one, didn't you? That was only about two back.
I did. I did.
Oh, actually, it was the last one I did. He's the one that challenged Art Vandelay, or as we know him now as Fart Vandersway, to come on. He didn't, this fucking squid bastard. On that episode, I talked to him about players like I'm doing with you, and we got onto the subject of Blackie, who you know well.
Yes.
And he was really prickly and didn't want to go down that rabbit hole, is the way he described it. Now, I know you like a good hole.
As proper squibs do.
Yeah, well, I know you like a good hole, and you've probably been down a few. So I want to know,
plenty. What
do you reckon the issue with Sturge and Blackie is?
Oh, look, if Sturge didn't want to bring it up,
don't you go soft cock on us. He's in
I'll
your same.
Bring it up for him.
Yeah, good, because you're in the same team, and if teammates can't share, then I think you should carry the load for him. What is it?
Straight from the horse's mouth. Blackie obviously told us a little bit about the issues, and it was completely unrelated to the SFA, which I'm assuming is the reason that Sturge didn't want to bring it up. Basically, basically Sturge was not happy with a few things that Blackie had said on other boards, including the Richmond board. Took offence to it, and Blackie, being the shit stirrer that he was, sort of pushed it further and further until Sturge resented him for it.
And did he hit the button? The ban button?
No, I don't think so. I think Blackie's got too much power to have the button hit against him anyway. Oh,
so basically Sturge's issues that Blackie was being a bit of a smart ass on the Richmond thread and around the place, and he didn't like it.
Yeah, from what I gathered, that's what it was.
God, fuck. I sooner the stuff like Migs where Noobs or stitched him up. But he kept running out on meals and dinners. Up $200 he's into him for.
That's so typical of Noobs.
Yeah, now that's gold. Yeah, Sturge, you need to come up on that, buddy. Righto. Can Metal Crusher replace the hole in your heart that Wayne's World 19's departure has left in you?
He can, but only if he starts posting a shit ton of ellipses. At the moment, he's got the posting, he's got the hatred, he's got the inane ability to be wrong yet sound right, but he's just missing 100 ellipses per post.
You know, grammar's not one of his things, though, don't you?
It wasn't one of Wayne's World, so he's carried that on as well.
True. Okay. Now, not getting picked in the Season 30 All-Star side has really angst you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's tickled me the wrong way, that's for sure.
Oh, you're not happy. You're normally one of those blokes
Not
that's
at
in
all.
those teams. So what happened? How'd you miss out?
Oh, I'm not sure. You're the captain, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm the interviewer right now, so... So why'd you miss out?
Oh, well, what happened was my captain obviously didn't put my name forward. uh, he obviously assumed that 33 goals from full forward this year to go with 60 plus the last two wasn't good enough for a nomination. He put forth that absolute bell-end flog Ned Flanders, who's done nothing for 3 seasons. Obviously just blocked his ears when my name was suggested.
So do you reckon, like, you didn't... Mr. M was in the side, Basti was in the side, you're not knocking them? You reckon they deserved a spot?
No, they've been fantastic for the Furies.
So you reckon
Since
they're all right?
joining,
So your problems with Ned
Oh,
then?
no, they're... Oh, definitely. Have a look at him. He's posted, 6 times in the last 3 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably close.
If
Yeah.
Fury's longevity gets in over me, I reckon.
So you went to the...
Actually, come to think of it,
Yeah.
based on these selections, I reckon Ned might have put the names forward himself.
I was wondering when people would figure
I
out
mean,
who's doing what.
it's the only explanation I could think of.
You know, it's a Titty Bong Cup. It's not done in any straight method. Like when
No.
I saw that I was on there as the captain, I was actually quite chuffed.
And to Jasper can back me up as well. The last few Titty Bongs, I've absolutely torn it up.
Yeah, were you my captain in a country team?
Oh, you're big country, yeah.
Yeah. We didn't quite win it
Yeah.
though. We were fucking close though.
We made the grand final and we lost to that Muppet Spookism in his essay.
Yeah, that's right. And I thought that we should have won that. Oof,
We were robbed
Yeah.
blind.
absolutely agree with you on that one.
Our ND simmed that one and he's Vic Metro, so 2-2.
Well, that is another question I want to ask you then, now you brought up ND is, are you Mrs. Dumbass?
No, I wish I was. We've had a very tumultuous journey. I played the ultimate prank on him by recruiting him to the Hawks and then leaving the exact season later.
I love it. Yeah.
After I, sort of went on holidays and left the SFA about round 7. So that was pretty funny.
So there's two things here.
Yep.
Did you set him up by bringing him across and then leaving, or did you set the Hawks up by bringing him in and then leaving?
Look, it's a bit of both. So I set him up and brought him in.
You
And
hated
then
the
one
Hawks
season
that much?
later, well, no, I don't hate the Hawks at all. I set him up by sending him some PMs to get him to come and join the Hawks that off season, and then one season later, I was over at the Furies, and I think he took exception to that. He was he's not too happy, and I don't think he's let it go.
I bet he hasn't. Though, when you send him a PM saying we want you to join, he automatically says yes, thank you.
He's got the auto reply on you.
I just can't say no. It's just what he does. It's a bit like the, we shouldn't have match threads posted early on Monday. Okay, we'll ban them and we'll open it up,
Yeah. That doesn't take too much to persuade him.
No. So how come you lost your report button?
I think that was around the time of Kaz and Wayne tag teaming me every week. And every time Kaz posted something that was homophobic, sexist, misogynistic, or whatever it was, I wanted to try and get. I was trying to bait her without getting in trouble myself. And it got to the point where I was sending Blackie about 8 to 9 reports a week on just random stuff, just things that I had nothing to do with, posts that weren't report-worthy, just to see how far it would go. And Blackie got sick of it and took my report button away for about, I'd say, close to a year. And then I went and kicked 6 goals on him and he gave it back.
Well, it's fair enough too.
Yeah.
I like it. Now, you've been a knight in shining armour for the multi-quoting for a lot of seasons now. Now, and it's been a few. So has the board improved in that respect in terms of across the board? And do you still have a passion for that fight?
Oh, absolutely. I'll fight the fight until the day I'm done. It's not everyone's cup of tea, obviously. I I don't like scrolling through a thread that's got 97 pages and 20,000 posts on it, because obviously I'm not going to read every single post, but it does make it a lot easier when things are put together. It's not much in terms of the difference between a multi-quote and multiple posts put together, but I just prefer to reply to everyone at the same time. For me, it makes it easy because I'm putting everything in the one place instead of people having to go and find a post, and then reply. But obviously, some people enjoy just posting replies to one person at a time, and that's their choice. But, if they want to change, I'll be more than happy to do so.
You're not an English teacher or anything, are you?
Oh, not even close.
It was Clark M, I think. He had a educational background that way, didn't he?
Oh, I mean,
there's somebody that was.
He's from the bush, so it doesn't take much up there.
Okay. So, talking about nights too, I've been because I knew I was bringing you on. I do my research. I get my spies out there, and they get cameras and they take photos through windows and do the rest, and they get the dirt up.
Yep.
Now I've done my research, and people have said you're the ultimate white knight. Do you agree with that?
I don't know who you've been talking to, but that's probably the furthest from the truth that I could think of.
You a bit uncomfortable with that title?
Oh, I don't stick up for anyone but myself, so I don't know where you're getting your information on that one.
Oh, I'm feeling a little bit of bite on it then. I can't disclose my sources, obviously, because otherwise I won't give it to me. But
that's
there's an edge on that.
From you. That's piss weak from you, I reckon.
If someone said to me, Tiger Turbulence, they call you a white knight, I'd go, well, what's that mean? What are you talking about? But you've bitten.
Oh, that's because I know a white knight when they stand in front of me and when they squib Turbo's threads because they don't want to reply to you and they get called out. So,
yeah,
I know exactly what a white knight is, but no, me, not one at all.
All right. Well, that's all I had to say. I love it. Prickliness. Okay. If you could permaban a current player, who would it be and why?
Oh, permaban someone. Jeez, I don't think I would actually. No, I don't think I would. I'd rather
pick a name.
I'd rather bait someone into them getting banned by someone else, to be honest.
Seriously?
Yeah. I'm going to permaban.
All right, who are the players then? All right, we'll go softer on you then.
Who
would you just bench for a while and if you could actually hit a magic button so they couldn't post for a few days, who would it be?
Well, just think about your permabans. I mean, the ones that I would want to permaban have already left the SFA, so there's really no point hitting the button, is there? I've already done that. Not permaban from Big Footy per se, but you've got a couple of posters that we mentioned earlier that are no longer around.
It makes sense for your persona. Like you do like a fight, so the people you'd want to permaban, the people who want to stay in the game, because
absolutely. Well, if they're not in the game, you can't fight with them, can you?
Exactly right. But then with Kay, like she was. I reckon you would have been pretty close hitting the perma button on her if you could have. The whole pregnancy, pommy thing, all the stuff.
Yeah, not because of the fighting or the banter, just because of how boring and off topic and personal her stuff was. That's not what we're here for. No one cares. No one really cares who we are in real life. It's all about the persona and who we are within Big Footy, within the SFA. So, the fact that she kept bringing up, I say she, don't know, who she was outside of Big Footy and what she did, that was what would have pushed me towards it. But, in terms of people that are around now, there's not too many that I'd want to hit the button on.
Yeah, no, I agree. The thing I got with, I'll call her, was when she started the stuff on the periods and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Every time I read a post, I cringed. I just went, really? This is not Facebook or something. We don't.
Exactly right. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying with that. When they bring too much personal stuff in, it's not about the person behind the keyboard. It's about the person who's online. And who is the character.
And there's fun. You can have fun at people about their body stuff, but when you start, I'm with you. I was cringing. Now, my spies who have brought back all my photos and things, because remember, I'm into your personal life as well. So
absolutely.
I'm invasive.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you rate yourself as a cricketer.
Very much so.
So are you any good?
Do the words local legend mean anything?
Well, I heard you bat at 8 and you never get a bowl. So legend wouldn't actually sit with you.
He must be thinking about the old Dr. Guerrero, mate. Except he bats at 10 and doesn't bowl.
So you're telling me you don't bat at 8 and you never get a bowl? Or you do bowl?
Nah, bat at 6 and bowl.
So you bat at
wicketkeeper
6
if needed.
and you do bowl, do you?
I'm in the side to stop the collapse, mate. I'm Mr. Everything. Whatever the captain needs me to do, I'll go out and do it.
So not quite legendary status then. Your dog's body status.
Yeah, dog's body on the field, legendary off it.
Yeah, righto. Now, you're a long-standing member of the BC, and the only member we have at the Furies, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's correct, isn't it?
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah, good. I'm pretty sure I might, because when you come through the Hippodrome, a little alarm comes off, so we know that the is in there. So I'm
Little
glad.
BC detector.
Yeah, so now, will the BC be planning someone else in the Furies to take your spot if you actually move on to make sure they continue to have influence in every club?
Interesting. Hasn't been discussed yet. It'll either be someone will be planted in or someone will be recruited from within.
At the Furies recruited? Fuck. You'd have to be looking at Bassi or Mr. M or one of them guys, I reckon.
Oh, I don't want to corrupt the young guys too early. Might give them a couple of seasons before
Well, you're not going to
sink the teeth in.
Tell me in the Furies of the old guard who's going to be a BC member. Seriously. Like, I'll have a go at it. See if you can pull out of that one. Yeah.
I don't know. There were some of the messages that Mig sent me from your chat with him last week. I reckon you might be next in line.
Yeah, but I've heard it's compulsory to play Werewolf, and I ain't playing Werewolf. I've got too much. I haven't got enough time.
Plenty of BCs that have never ventured into Werewolf threads.
Right. Okay, time over. It's time to see if you're smarter than Grand Uncle Horries or Clark M or Sturge, who scored staggeringly a pathetic score of 3 out of 10. Right, 3 out of 10. This is
bad.
And this is a 50-50 answer. All you got to say is fact or crap. And they got 3 out of 10. That's how dumb they are. Now,
Can't even get the 50-50.
No, and there's only one level above them, and that's Noobsor and Miggs, who scored a pathetic 5. That's it, 5. That's it. And I'm trying to find a poster who has some resemblance of intellect. Now, I actually had faith with Sturge being a Fury. I thought maybe this is the guy that's going to do it. He came out of the box fast, answered the first couple correct, and then he just went over the edge. So I'm really hoping, Harfy, you're the man, because I'd like to see a Furies player at the top of this chart of smart, dumb people.
Oh, boy, fingers crossed here. Let's see how it goes.
Let's see how we go. Now, these are all common knowledge questions that everybody should know.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not intellectually challenging, but I don't want you doing. I think it was
Sturge was hitting the keys last week. You could hear it.
Yeah, I got it. He was trying to type it up, the bastard. So don't be doing that. So just fact or crap, whatever comes in your mind. In fact, my advice to you after seeing all these other people fail is don't think too hard about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's why they're getting dismal scores. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready to go.
Right. Fact or crap? Posh Spice and David Beckham called their first child Colorado.
Crap.
What'd they call it?
Not Colorado.
How do you know that?
It was a guess.
You got it right, though. That's a fact. The reason I picked that question was I figured most of us wouldn't have a clue.
No, not a clue, mate.
Righto. The singing group, the Andrews Sisters, were actually cousins.
Fact.
Crap! And I love that. So that's 50-50 now. So this question's a pivotal one.
Rightio.
Other names suggested for the Sunny Walkman were the Freestyle, the Stowaway, and the Soundabout.
Oh, that came out probably before I was born, but I'll say fact.
It was a fact! You're doing all right. You got 2.
Not a bad start. Still plenty to go, though.
You're on 66%, so you are flying. Here we go. Cullen skink is a small skink native of South America.
Crap, that sounds like an Australian skink.
And it is crap. I'm telling you, we may have a smart bloody poster.
Oh, I don't know. Sturge started like this last week, so
He did. And now, the thing is, 3 out of 4, you've got to be feeling confident.
reasonably.
Well, you're already matching Uncle Horry and Clark M and Sturge. Man, how embarrassed would they feel? You haven't even got half the questions out, and you're better than them. Or you've matched them.
That's not surprising, though, with those blokes.
Well, yeah, I get you. And then you got Noobsor and Migs now going, fuck. Because if you get this, you'll be able to, you just be able to write. You're obviously proven smarter.
Cruise home.
There we go. This is the halfway point. If you get this, you're unstoppable.
Right here.
The Lady Paramount was the namesake of Paramount Pictures.
Fact.
Crap!
Oh,
you're right. You may be suffering the Sturge factor.
It's just a little wobble right now. We're all good. The wheels are still on.
All right. This one will be the decider on this.
Yeah, right here.
It took 50 years to carve the faces of 4 US presidents into Mount Rushmore, South Dakota.
Let's say fact.
It's a trap!
Oh,
you're gone.
Jesus.
Your hands are off the wheel. You're going everywhere. Sturge is pumping in the fist in the air right now going, come on!
I've hit the rumble strips on the side of the road at the moment. I'm wobbling.
Here we go. You got 4 to go.
Let's bounce back.
If you don't get this one, you are really plummeting. If you get this one, you can recover. Ready?
Righto.
The first commercial airmail flight in the USA was 1896.
1896. Fact.
Crap!
Jesus. This is not good.
You've hit the
This
wall.
is not good.
Mate, you've hit the wall. All right, so where are we at now? You've got 3 right, 3 wrong. So you're still in the bottom end. You're as dumb as bloody Sturge and Horry and Clark M, but you need 2 to get back up, and you've only got 3 questions to go.
Right here. Let's bounce back.
Jesus.
Fourth quarter specialist here.
Pressure's on you. But the last questions are easier, though. I always make it easy at the end.
Righto.
Here we go. As insomniacs have difficulty in getting to sleep, hypersomniacs are excessive sleepers.
Hyper or hypo?
Hyper.
Hyper. Crap.
It's a fact!
Oh, fuck.
and basically that's describing where you're going.
Jesus.
Now,
I'm not going to sleep after this.
The best you can do is be as pathetic as Noobsor and Migs. That's the best you can do.
This is piss poor.
And if you get one more wrong, you're actually dumber than Noobsor or Migs. Now, being a BC member, that is not a good thing. Fuck. You're going to be the dumbest BC member. Clark M in the BC?
No, not even close.
All right. See, I don't know. I'm out of there. I haven't got that secret. But you could be the dumbest BC member. And that'll be the title of this thread if you don't get one of these right.
Well, they've been saying that for years, so not surprising.
Well, this is where the thread's going. This is an easy one.
That's it.
Everybody knows this. Haggis is available in vegetarian varieties.
Fact.
It is a fact.
Oh, thank God for that.
I told you it was easy. So now, this last question.
Wait, I thought haggis was vegetarian. Is it not?
No, haggis is a stomach lining, like the lamb.
Oh, I thought it was cabbage. Oops.
No, haggis is a gut.
That's how much I know.
That's why the fact that it's a vegetarian variety is like weird.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like vegetarians have vegetarian sausages.
Yeah, no.
Right, so this last question only means that you, Migs and Noobs, are as dumb as each other. If you don't get this right, though, it means you're dumber than them. So this is an important question for you.
Okay.
But I don't want you spending too much time on it. You need to come up quick.
Yep.
And it is actually an easy question.
Don't say that because I'll get it wrong and then I'll seem even stupider.
Here we go. The official language of Nigeria is English.
Fact.
It is a fact.
Oh.
Well done. Well done for being as dumb.
My goodness.
And Migs. What an achievement. I tell you, you started off so high on that ladder. You were up and you were going to, and you just fell.
Gee whiz. Got out to an 8-goal lead early.
Yeah.
Somehow got behind and kick a couple late. That's pathetic.
It was. I'm glad you said it. I don't have to even parade you. You
My
know
goodness.
it. Fuck. Okay, one last question. Who would you like to see in the hot seat next?
Well, thinking back through my past, there's a few members that I'd like to see. Going back to my time at the Dragons, I think LJP would be a member that would be suited well to the hot seat, but he squibbed it.
He squibbed it, the big squib. And shout out to you, you big squib bastard. Yeah.
Another Dragons member that I'd love to see in is Ace Andy, as we all would. The squib, he ain't going to show up.
Fucking Dragon squibs.
So I think I might go to another former captain of mine. From my time at the Hawks, I think I'll put forward Agent 93, see if he's got the cojones to step up into the hot seat.
Right. You heard it, Agent 93. Have you got the kahunas to sit in the hot seat? Until next time, this is Tiger Turbulence turning up the heat.